Webinar. My name is Petrina and I am Sales Engineer at interworkscloud. Today we are hosting a joint webinar with Acronis, so I would like to greet Markus, who is Partner Technology Evangelist at Acronis and is the main speaker of this webinar. Hello, Markus.
Hello, Petrina. Hello, everybody.
Today is about showing you how easily you can now sell Acronis through the interworkscloud platform and all the benefits that stem from the integration. During the webinar, please feel free to send us your questions. We will gather them and we will address them in the end of the webinar. So let's begin. The interworkscloud integration with Acronis Data Cloud provides a risk-free, cost-effective, time-efficient, and user-friendly selling experience for distributors regarding cloud backup, disaster recovery, file access, and sync and share. 70% of SMBs globally don't back up most of their data to an offsite location. So this is a major opportunity for your CSP business for cloud backup in the market. With Acronis Cloud Data Protection Solutions powered by the interworkscloud platform, your partners, your resellers, can increase their total addressable market by offering cloud backup, disaster recovery and file access, sync and share plans to any company or organization, adding significant value to their services portfolio. You can meet now the data protection needs of the market and cross-sell your Office 365 and Azure offerings with a cloud backup solution, such as Acronis Backup Cloud, using one integrated platform. You can take advantage of our integration with Acronis Backup Cloud and save time from your tech team by skipping the building of service managers because we have already done that part on your behalf. With the interworkscloud platform, you can set up cloud services in a snap and go to market very fast. Now the benefits. You save considerable time and a great deal of money with an implementation that we have already done for you and that allows you to go to market very quickly. You are ready and you offer your partners a seamless shopping experience because the ordering process for any Acronis solution is similar to the process of any other cloud application in your marketplace. And last but not least, interworkscloud simplifies management of the Acronis Data Cloud services, handling the provisioning to your partners, your resellers. At this point, I would like to give the floor to Markus to deep dive and provide us with more details regarding Acronis Cloud services. Markus?
Yes. So let me share my screen. So thanks, Petrina, and welcome, everybody. My name is Markus Bauer. I'm Technology Evangelist at Acronis, and I want to give you a short overview about our data cloud services. So first of all, just one slide about the company. Maybe you don't know exactly about Acronis. So we are based in Switzerland, Schaffhausen, where our corporate headquarters is located, and there is an additional international headquarters in Singapore. This is also the country where the company was founded, exact 15 years ago. This year we have our 15 years anniversary. The company is growing at the moment, not at least due to the cloud services. So we are around about 1,000 employees now around the world. Our products are transferred to more than 20 languages with a lot of offices around the globe. But I want to talk about our data cloud. And the data cloud was founded and ready to market end of last year. And the data cloud is more or less a platform where we host all our cloud services. We started in the past with Acronis Backup Cloud, and now with Data Cloud, we are proud to offer you not only backup cloud as a service, we have also our disaster recovery cloud in there, our files cloud, the file sync and share service. We have our Acronis active protection built in. This is an active protection against ransomware. And also on the roadmap, there are new features coming. You see Acronis Notary, A-Sign, everything which will be released from our side will be automatically in the data cloud. Within the data cloud, we have the complete management. So the management console is based on the data cloud, the multi-tenanting and multi-tiering support, audit, logging, reporting, usage reporting, and the integration. Everything is in the data cloud. So the idea from data cloud was, as a customer, I have just one single entry point to my services, and within the data cloud, all with the same look and feel, the same interface, I have my services what are provisioned from my reseller or my distributor. Let's have a look on the services itself, starting with Acronis Backup Cloud. So we are really proud of our backup cloud solution, and it's not only cloud, it's really a hybrid cloud solution. So for us, hybrid means the customer normally is not using 100% cloud or 100% on-prem. It's always a hybrid environment. So there are some workloads, typically Office 365, which is running in the cloud, but maybe there are also some servers located in the data center of a customer, which are also need to be backed. Also, a big topic for our data and backup cloud was this easiness. We are always keen to produce easy and efficient and for sure secure products. And you see some buzzwords on this slide, like this easy turnkey cloud-based solution. And it's really easy due to the interworks cloud integration to deploy the services with just a few clicks. And also on the other side, from an end customer perspective, it's absolutely easy to use the service to deploy backup jobs to my servers, no matter if they're in the cloud, on a virtual environment, in my own data center or whatever. Also from a recovery, we are really, I think backup is nice, but most important is the recovery part. So we are really proud of our image technology to recover any system to any other system. So easy spoken, we can do migration from anywhere to anywhere. So as an example, maybe I'm running a physical box in my data center and this box is broken. I need to recover it really quick. Easiest way is to deploy it as a virtual machine in the cloud with our system. It's doable. But also migration back from the cloud. So if I maybe want to go from Azure to another cloud service, or maybe I want to go back in my own environment, everything is doable due to our image backup in the background. Then from the efficiency, especially on cloud, this is really important because sometimes the internet connection is not the best. So there must be a way to do backups on a speedy way, also on a small internet connection. And the scalability is also a big point because business is growing, especially storage is growing. I saw numbers around about 4 times storage growth year over year. So these must be also be able to handle from a backup perspective. And our system is really, really enterprise grade scalable, which means theoretically there is no limit at all. And with the new GDPR law in Europe, security is much more important than before. One thing, what we are calling security is that we are protecting a lot of workloads. So you can secure from a backup perspective all your machines. But also security is, for example, ransomware protection with our active protection, which is really unique in a backup solution like our backup cloud. And this was also in the development of the new version, always key features to have this security and safetiness. And we really treat your data as safe as possible. So for example, we have data encryption and password protection built in. Every backup job can be encrypted by a password. We are using AES 256, which means the backup is already encrypted on the server where the backup is happening, and then the data is transferred, also encrypted through the line, through the internet, everything with SSL encryption channeled and so forth. So this is really important to have a good data encryption, to have the data safe. Also from the data center perspective, our cloud data center are all tier 4 design. So this is the highest certification you can get. And even we have SSAE 16 and HIPAA and so on. Everything is fully certified. And if you're interested, we can also handle out this certification. So if you want to use it for your customer, we can do. And then pretty unique, I already mentioned it, but it needs to be mentioned a lot of times, is our active protection, the absolutely advanced solution against ransomware. And to be honest, ransomware is really a nightmare, and it becomes more and more. We saw a lot of companies, not only to WannaCry, there were Petya last year, and a lot of other ransomware, which costs a lot of money for companies. So with our solution, active protection is built in, it's for free. You just need to use it from an end customer perspective. Then another big topic was reliability. And reliability is important, especially when it comes to the recovery. So we have done a lot of development in this area. We are still offering our universal restore technology, which is already a kind of disaster recovery. With universal restore, I have the possibility to run a virtual machine out of a backup within really seconds. So this is absolutely nice feature. If I have issues with a physical machine or virtual machine, but I need to have it up and running really quick, then you can use our universal restore. Just 3 clicks in the GUI, and then the system is deployed. Also, the application aware backup and recovery is a really big topic. So if customers running applications on-prem like Exchange, SQL, or SharePoint, we are able to do an application aware backup, which means customer is backing up the whole server, and we know exactly that there is an application within this backup. So there's no need to set up a second job only for the application and so on. We do this single pass backup, everything is in, I can restore the whole machine, but also only the application, which means granular restore in Exchange as an example, a single mail on SQL, only parts of the database, everything is doable due to our image technology. And another big topic which is important, because we don't have this classical window for backups anymore. Most companies have 24/7, so a backup should not impact my performance, my production system. So therefore, we did a lot of development in the performance. We have this new data access engine, which is able to handle more than 500 megabytes per second, which is really fast. We're doing off-host operation. This means the management server is located in our data center, in the Acronis data center. So there's no backup server needed on a customer side, no additional hardware resources. The only thing is really installing this lightweight backup agent on the server, on the customer side, the agent is only needed or needs only around about 1 gig of memory, and then you can go up to 100 terabytes of data. Also, there is no matter if you want to back up a complete server, a workstation, application, virtual environment like VMware or Hyper-V, it's always only one agent needed. So installation is really a 5 minutes task, and then you can secure and back up this server or desktop. To keep the backups itself small and don't stress the internet connection, we are doing our in-archive deduplication and adaptive compression, which means the data will be deduped and compressed on agent level and then will be sent through the line. So even small internet connections are able to do these backup jobs. A little bit of the setup from not too technical side. So you see on top is our Acronis Backup Cloud with the management, the monitoring, and the storage. And on the bottom of the slide, you have the customer workload. So these are the machines the customer wants to back up. You install the agent, and then customer is able to back up to the cloud and recover from the cloud everything, as I said, with a ES-256 encryption. But also, because we are offering this hybrid cloud backup, customer is able to do a backup job on a local storage system, could be an attached network drive like a NAS box, could be an external drive, or also our Acronis storage system, which we are offering. It's a software-defined storage solution where you can build up a storage cluster. Everything is doable. And what a lot of customers are doing, and this is also in our way the best practice, to multi-staging backups, which means doing a backup to local storage and then replicate this backup to the cloud. The big advantage here is you have for fast recovery a local copy, and if really the full disaster happened, you have still a copy in the cloud. From the support of the backup solution, we are really able to support 24 platforms at the moment, which is unique on the market. So you see the whole Microsoft stack is supported from the Windows PC up to Windows Server with on-prem application, Exchange, SQL, SharePoint, Active Directory, up to Hyper-V and to cloud services like Office 365, one of the biggest cloud driver, but also Azure is fully supported. So if a customer is running virtual machines in the Azure cloud, we are able to back up these virtual machines. Also, Amazon Web Services are supported. So virtual machines in the Amazon cloud can be backed up. We support Linux server. We support Macs from Apple and even mobile devices with iOS or Android. A lot of people always asking why mobile devices in an enterprise backup solution. We are used to work with smartphones, with tablets, with laptops, so we have company data everywhere. Therefore, it needs to be backed as well. Then we support VMware. And here we support complete portfolio from VMware. So even if a customer is running workstation or free hypervisor, we can backing up the virtual machines. We support Oracle VM server, Red Hat, Linux KVM, and the Citrix Xen server. And for a smaller market, also Virtuoso as a hypervisor. Everything is fully supported, and the only thing which is missing on this slide is that we support also website backup without an agent. So if you are hosting or your customer is hosting websites or want to back up his own websites, this is also doable with this tool. So you have really one backup tool for a whole customer environment. There's no need one backup solution for cloud, one for on-prem, one for application. Everything is within one platform. And it's really easy to deploy. As I said, just install the agent on a customer environment and then the system can be backed up. Even easier is it on Hyper-V and VMware, because there we can back up the virtual machines agentless. So in this case, we are just installing one agent for VM or Hyper-V, and then you will see all virtual machines in the backup console, and customer is able to back up all virtual machines agentless and application aware. So for example, running Exchange in a virtual machine on VMware, it's I can back up this server without any agent, anything else. It's just one job, and then the virtual machine is backed up, including my Exchange, and I can even granular restore single mails. Really nice and easy deployment. Then with the last release of Data Cloud, we implemented our new dashboard. It's coming out of our on-prem development. This is really nice because as a user, I can create my own dashboard. We are offering the so-called widgets, where you can define what you want to see when you log on to this cloud. So maybe I want to see all my successful jobs, or maybe alerts, which systems are protected, which not. All the things can be designed by any user itself. I can add new widgets if I want to see anything else. I can delete the widgets. I can shift them around my desktop, say, okay, maybe I want this information on the top left and this on the right bottom. So any account can create his own dashboards. And out of these dashboards, we created the new reports. They are also based on this technology with the widget. So I can create my own report, what I want to have maybe in my mailbox every morning. I create just an report about alerts, like in this screenshot, and say, okay, please send me this report every day at 7 in the morning. So when I'm coming to the office at 8, I have already the report in my mailbox. With the reports, I'm able to send also attachments like XLS, CSV, or PDF. And then one slide, I already mentioned these features, our unique instant restore features, or maybe you heard about run as a VM feature. This is really a unique Acronis technology to restore a server machine within seconds. So what we do in this case, if somebody needs to have a machine up and running really quick, he creates this instant restore machine, and the backend we are creating an empty virtual machine on VMware or Hyper-V and link it to the backup storage. So there is no data movement at all. Therefore, it's really a RTO of seconds. So depending on the customer environment, we are talking around about 30 to 60 seconds. So within 1 minute, my server is up and running again without any data movement. We support at the moment VMware and Hyper-V, so customer needs one of these both hypervisors, and then we can immediately create this instant restore machine. So again, what we are doing, we create an empty virtual machine and attach the backup with a virtual NFS link, and there is no data movement at all. So it's really, really interesting, especially with physical servers. So maybe I have a hardware crash. Normally I need to exchange the hardware. With the new hardware, I need to install the operating system, the backup agent, and then do a restore. This may take hours, days, even weeks. With instant restore, it's around about 1 minute, and then this machine is up and running again. Really nice and unique feature. Then our active protection, I already mentioned this, really important. It's included in the product. You need to turn this on, and active protection does two things. First of all, it protects the server from a ransomware attack, and it protects our backup files. So maybe you heard about our ransomware called Bad Rabbit. Bad Rabbit is a ransomware which is, first of all, checking if there are backup files in the environment, encrypt the backup files, and then the server. So at the end, when I get the lock screen, I have even no backup. Therefore, with active protection, we have this built-in self-protection, which protects the backup file from ransomware. And here's just a summary. I will send all these slides to Petrina, or she had it already, so I think you will get all a mail with all this information. Going to
Yes,
the
of
next.
course.
Thanks, Petrina. So coming to the next service, our disaster recovery cloud service. So what is disaster recovery? More or less, disaster recovery is a second data center where I have my resources standby in case of. This is really nice, but mostly for SMB, it's just not doable. It's from a finance perspective, it's expensive. I need to double all my resources. Also, from an admin perspective, it's really a lot of work. Therefore, we are offering this DR as a service out of our cloud. And interesting is about disaster recovery, because when you talk about disaster recovery, a lot of people are always thinking about storm, flood, fire, or like it is now in the US with the thunderstorms. These are only 6% of outages. The rest is around about hardware failure, power loss, software update, or accidentally deletion of files. So a lot of human errors still, taking the wrong button, taking out the wrong power cord out of the socket, all the things. So these disasters, these natural disasters, are only 6%. So therefore, there is a need for every company to have disaster recovery. And also, it costs. If I have an outage as a company, even for a small company, it just costs money. So think about email service. We are all depending on email nowadays. So communication is nearly 80%, I would say, it's by email. So if my email server is down and my customer cannot send me a question, and I cannot send him an offer or my invoice and things like this, so I'm losing money. So it's absolutely important that my system is up and running, because it will cost me money at the end. And for this exactly, we built our disaster recovery cloud. And the disaster recovery cloud is no standalone product. It's an extension to our backup. So disaster recovery cloud is only be able to, or I can only use this service together with Acronis Backup Cloud. But this has a big advantage at the end, because there is no need to add anything on a customer side for disaster recovery. Everything is already there with our backup cloud. It's the same agent, it's the same console. We are using the same replication, provisioning, storage, and cloud infrastructure at the end. So from a customer perspective, there is nothing to do except creating a DR server. That's it. So no software installation, nothing else. And that's exactly why we support the same platforms like on Backup Cloud. The only exception here is for sure mobile devices, because for mobile devices, it makes no sense to have a disaster recovery. The rest is supported. So we are supporting the Microsoft stack, the hypervisors, virtualization platforms, applications, services, everything is supported from disaster recovery. And it's absolutely easy to use. If you want to create a disaster recovery server, just click on this server in the console, say create recovery server, set up how many CPU and RAM, and that's it. It takes really 1 second, and then the server is up and running in the cloud to be able to do a failover. And the interesting thing is, if you just create a DR server in our cloud, there is no cost at all at the beginning because it's just in standby there. Only if a customer is using disaster recovery server, then they have to pay for the storage and the compute points. It's an easy, really straightforward solution. And how can I access the cloud services when I do a failover? For sure, this must be also secured and safe. Therefore, we are using, like all others, we are using just VPN connection. So we extend the customer network to our cloud due to VPN. Again, we are trying to be as easy as possible. So therefore, we provide the customer with a VPN appliance. It's based on a virtual machine for VMware or Hyper-V. I just need to roll out a template. This will raise a virtual machine and then it's up and running. Nothing to configure. I don't need to know anything about networks. Everything is pre-deployed. Pretty easy. And then if a server fails on the customer side, it will switch over to our DR side in the cloud. And on top of this, we are offering also primary servers. So you can create a primary server in our cloud. The idea of these primary servers is to create cluster solutions with one node in the own data center and one node in our cloud. We have tested it here in our demo lab. We are running an SQL cluster. One node is on a physical box here in the Munich data center, and the second node is in our DR cloud. And if we shut down here this node, it will be switched off or over, I have to say, switch over to the second node in the cloud automatically, and the SQL service is up and running all the time. Really a nice feature again for smaller companies which are not want to run a second data center, which are not want to spend a lot of money for second machines. They can use the primary server in our data cloud. And the next service I want to show to you is our Files Cloud. Files Cloud is a file sync and share solution, so you can access your files, you can sync your files between devices. So you see on the left, we are supporting iOS, Android, web-based, Mac and PC. So for Macs and PC, we have a native client, like an app for iOS and Android, and any other system can always access the files through the web browser. And often people ask me, what is the difference between your service and other services on the market, even free services? And for us, the biggest point, like in backup, was again safetiness. So we tried to have a really secure solution from a functionality. These sync tools are mostly the same. One vendor is doing it in blue, the other in green, and next in red. But we have really a key differentiator on safetiness. For example, we do an on the air and on device encryption with FIPS 140-2. This is one of the highest encryption levels. This is even allowed in banks, insurance, hospital, and things like this. So even in this company with sensitive data, you are able to use FileCloud. We have the possibility, or the user has the possibility, to restore deleted files by himself. So if I'm deleting a file by mistake, for example, I don't need to talk to my admin and say, can you restore this file, please? I'm able to do it by myself. Exactly the same is with revisions. The system is able to create revisions of my files. So if I'm opening this presentation on my smartphone and I do some changes, and then on this small display, maybe I did some typos, and then I'm back in the office, the file is synced to my PC, and I open this file and see, oh shit, I have done a lot of typos. So I can just go one revision back, saying the system, please take the last revision and mark it as active, and then I can restart my work from there. And another big security feature is on mobile devices. We are able to open and also to edit Office files within the FileCloud app. So what is the big advantage of opening the file only in the FileCloud app? So the file itself, it will not end up in the normal memory of my, let's say, iPhone, for example, and then end up in the iTunes backup, because then it's again in a somewhere cloud. And with our system, I can open, even if I have no Office apps on my mobile phone, I can open these documents in the FileCloud app, and the document is never leaving this secure container from FileCloud. So a document which was opened in FileCloud will never end in an iTunes backup or in a Google backup or what else. Also, interesting is for administrators, they are able to do a remote wipe of the FileCloud container without any management software on the mobile. If I'm using my smartphone and I'm just sending a mail to our IT saying I lost my mobile, please mark it as lost or delete, then if somebody will find my smartphone and if somebody is able to start the FileCloud app on my mobile, then the server knows, okay, this is lost, and will delete anything out of the FileCloud container. And this is only doable because we are working with a secure container-based app and open the documents in this container. So as I said, the idea from FileCloud is to offer a file sync and share solution, how it's normally common on the market, but really safe and also in law or with the new GDPR regulations. So some ideas for service providers. So what is an advantage for your partners to use FileCloud and to sell FileCloud? First of all, it's all about this ARPU, this average revenue per user. If you sell file sync and share on top of backup, you just get more from your customers. So the service provider can expand their portfolio by a file sync and share solution, and it's for sure it's fully integrated in our data cloud. And yeah, maybe you tie your customer more because studies has shown if you just sell one cloud service, the churn rate is much higher, because the customer can see, okay, here this backup service, what I've 5 cents per gig and this is only 3 cents per gig, so I'm moving there. If you sell more services like backup, DR, and file sync and share, customers not easy to do a comparison because you just offer a lot of services. And also from the end customer perspective, yeah, for sure, there are some big advantages. First of all, this work together with co-workers, so with your colleagues, but also with external people. I have a customer in Germany. He is using Files Cloud to share data sheets and white papers with his end customers, because here you have the full control what is shared with whom. Because with a file share, I can enable, say, okay, this file share is only valid for this person, and it's only valid maybe for 2 days, or it's a one-time use, or maybe only I'm only available to view the file online, but not to download and things like this. So a lot of safety features also in regards to external people. Then full text search, so I can search about my files. This is really helpful for me personally. We have this system internal. All my presentations are on Files Cloud. So if I'm looking for a file, we have this full text search about all my synced and shared files. I can edit my Office, my PowerPoint within the mobile devices on my tablet. And yeah, even on slow internet connection, it's absolutely doable. I had this last week when I was on the train. I had only Edge on my mobile phone, but I was absolutely able to see my files and even to open my files. And again, the biggest point here, we are safer than all the others like Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, and so on and so forth. Good. That was a quick overview about the Data Cloud platform with all the services.
Thanks a lot for
Any
the insightful.
questions?
Thanks a lot for the insightful presentation, Markus. I have gathered a lot of questions from our audience, but since we're running out of time, we're going to address a couple of them now. A participant is asking, what can Acronis backup on Office 365?
At the moment, to be honest, on Office 365, we are able to back up the mails. So, or let's say the mail accounts, which includes all the mails with subfolders, contacts, and notes. With the next release coming in a few weeks, really a few, we are able to back up the whole Office 365 package, which means SharePoint Online, OneDrive for Business, Groups, Teams, and so on.
Another question is, why is Files Cloud better than OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, etc.?
Yeah, as I mentioned, it's about security. It's not about the feature set. All the solutions are really equal on the market, but the big point is safetiness. So if you are taking Google Drive, for example, Google Drive is a cloud somewhere in the world. At Google, you never know where your data is. So especially on GDPR, you're not allowed to use this service for company data or personal data. And I have no granular how to say security settings on sharing files. So I can just share with Dropbox, I can just share a folder with somebody. With our solution, I can really dive in deeper, say, okay, I want to share this file with especially this person. If another person tries to open this file, it will not work. Also from a timing perspective, I can set up, okay, this link is valid for a week, for 1 day. This is a one-time link. So if somebody is downloading this file, then the link is there, so I can share this link with everybody. It's just useless. So our system is about security and safetiness. not at least with our encryption with FIPS 140-2. If you're dealing with banks, hospitals, insurance, and all these companies with sensitive data, you need at least this encryption, and nobody else has this deep encryption like we have with the FIPS 140.
Thank you, Markus. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, so the rest of the questions we're going to answer you offline. I would like to thank everyone for participating, and especially you, Markus. And I would like to remind you that you can reach out to us for any further questions that you have at sales@interworks.cloud. And after the end of the webinar, you are going to receive a respective recording. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Markus.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.